Hello, Jared the Wyrd-Worker here. In this video, I'm going to describe a rite to honor and remember someone who passed away. Note that I'm not talking about a funeral rite, though there will be a lot of similarities to a funeral rite in this one. This rite is primarily intended to honor someone who passed away some time ago, perhaps on the anniversary of their passing. In fact, this video is in response from an inquiry from Twitter user Ideal Momsong, who asked, "My beloved wolf's death anniversary is coming up. You work with Freya and he resonated with Odin. What would a Norse ritual to honor the dead look like? Would it be like a..." And she meant bloat here, not blut, but anyways, or something more formal. Honoring and remembering the dead is an important part of a lot of pagan practices. It's often a part of many Samhain celebrations, as well as the heathen rites at winter nights, which has a lot in common with Samhain, but it often gets observed sometime between late September and mid-October, rather than the end of October. Some pagan traditions even invite the ancestors and mighty dead to every rite. So it makes perfect sense to commemorate the passing of a specific loved one. Rather than a bloat, though, which is primarily focused on seeking and receiving the gods' blessings, I'm going to base my proposed rite on the sumbel, which is often seen as a rite intended to strengthen and build community. And a lot of times that community includes the community of ancestors and those who have passed beyond the veil. To give a quick and somewhat simplified overview of a sumbel, a drinking horn, which is traditionally filled with mead, is passed around the assembled folk, and each person takes a turn taking a drink, first offering up some words. Usually those words can be categorized as a toast, a boast, or an oath, and the horn makes multiple rounds around the folk, building the sense of community and sharing. The rite I'd like to propose will follow much the same format, but the words spoken over the horn, or you can use a cup if you don't have a horn. In fact, I don't have a horn. This is the cup that I normally use for all of my rites. The words spoken around the horn will focus on the loved one you are honoring. Those words should talk about what the person who passed meant to you, or some great thing they did that you want gods and humans alike to remember and honor them for, or a special memory you have of them. Again, pass the horn or cup multiple times, or take multiple drinks if you're honoring your loved one alone. The rite isn't over until you and everyone else attending have said what they feel they need to say. At the end, I recommend pouring out a bit of the beverage, and you don't have to use mead. You can use ale, you can use beer, you can use something non-alcoholic, as a gift to whatever deity you suspect welcomed your loved one into their home at their passing. The most common examples would be either Odin or Hel, who a lot of people call Hela, and by the way, she's not the bloodthirsty monster that she gets depicted as in the MCU. Those are the two most well-known Norse deities who host the dead. But there is evidence that both Freya and Thor do so as well. Whoever you think is hosting your loved one, thank them for doing so and ask them to continue to show them hospitality and comfort. For example, if I were to hold this rite for my friend Danny, who is a devoted Odinsman, I might say something like, "Odin, thank you for welcoming Danny into Valhalla so many years ago. May he continue to enjoy your fine ale and the company of his companions. I offer this drink to you in gratitude for the hospitality that you show him." Now, I should back up because I realize I haven't mentioned how to handle the opening rite. I would recommend doing a simple hallowing, probably by drawing the sign of Thor's hammer, which just looks like an upside down capital T, in each of the 4 directions. I don't recommend casting a circle. That's not really a part of the heathen tradition. After you do the howling, I would simply say something like, "I, or we, come here to honor the name of your loved one, whose memory lives on despite passing from this life. May the gods, goddesses, elves, and Aesir bear witness and know their greatness." From there, move right into the sharing of memories and drink. As a final note, it's pretty clear that this rite is heavily rooted in Norse and Germanic practices. It's almost certainly possible to adapt it to use it in a different cultural context, maybe invoking, Greek gods like Hades and Persephone. But I'd encourage you to explore those other cultures because they might have a different rite that might be more appropriate and you should go with that rather than this rite necessarily. No matter what you do, I wish you the best in honoring your past loved ones and hope you find comfort in doing so. Best wishes, and may the gods bless you.